like you to hit the like button at the beginning, because every time you hit the like button, you are letting YouTube know that what you are seeing and hearing is edifying for you, so it can be shared with others. That's why hitting the like button is so important. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing to the channel.
It had to happen. Your title is so powerful. When I read the name of your ministry, it had to happen.
Let's welcome our host, Erica Wilson.
Great day, everyone. We're here live today with the girl, Erica Wilson, that it had to happen for our Thursday night. And our topic tonight is how to use football as a tool. Let me go ahead and just tell you a little something that I wrote up. Whether you're a seasoned player or just starting out, remember that football is a tool that can help you grow and thrive. So today's message is football is more than just a sport. It's a powerful tool that can be used to promote physical fitness, teamwork, and even mental health. It's a great way to stay active, learn discipline, and develop communication skills. Plus, it's a fantastic way to bond with friends and family. So guys, thanks for tuning in with us tonight. And don't forget to hit that like button and that subscribe button, as well as the notification button. It will let you guys know every time we go live here at It Had to Happen. So let me go ahead and introduce to some and present to others the head coach, Rodney Saulsberry. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, but I think your camera went out. I can't see you.
I see you, but I'm gonna stop and try to start it back and see if it works.
Okay, everyone, please do bear with us. We just had him in the studio. So
can you hear me right?
I can hear you perfect. So if you can you try to go out and come back in? Guys, we're having some technical difficulties here, but it's okay. Just please do bear with us as Coach get his settings together here. But thank you all for tuning in here with us on tonight. I love this topic. Oh, wow. How to use football as a tool. So forgive me for the typo. I see it says but it should be two. How to use football as a tool. And it says here, we can use it for, keep learning. We can learn it for discipline. We can learn it even for learn teamwork. What else did it say? Great way to develop communication skills, promote physical fitness. And then the biggest thing for me is to build bonds with friends and family, because I know throughout Allen years of playing ball, we built we gained so many friends during those years. So I just love that, it says here it's a fantastic way to bond with friends and family. That is amazing. But guys, please do bear with us as Rodney is getting his camera together. So let's go ahead and go over to commercial really quick, guys, really quick. All right, guys. Let's see. I think we're still having some technical difficulty here, but let me see if I could bring Coach Rodney in. Okay, it's saying, Coach, if you can hear me, you need to connect your mic and your camera. If you can hear me, please do connect your mic and your camera. I am so sorry about this, guys. We're having some technical difficulties. He's just getting out of practice, so we know how that can be. Practice can go over a little. However, he still found time to get here on the show tonight. So please do bear with him as we get this together, guys. But how's everyone on tonight? I hope you all are doing great. Can you tell me where you're logging in from? Show some love. Let me know where you're logging in from. And on last night, I had Mr. Collins that was with us, and he says, perform to perfection. So, guys, if you missed that broadcast, please do go and watch it. I'm telling you, there's so much valuable information that he shared on last night. I see that our guest is here. Mr. Coach, I hear you, but we can't hear you. You have to give access to the camera. So if
I know it's for some reason it's not giving me that option anymore. But I did. It was working fine when we first tested it.
I know. If you can look to the bottom of your screen where it says settings, hit that.
Yes.
And then go to your camera.
Yes, I'm here.
And you have to pick what camera you're using.
I did.
Uh-huh.
And for some reason, it's not picking it up there.
Well, that's okay. We can hear you as long as we got. Oh, I think we done lost your sound as well. I'm not sure what's happening, guys, but I really believe that it is inside of the school. We had someone else that tried to go on live with us from the school. I don't know if the school is blocking the Wi-Fi. I'm not sure. But Coach Saulsberry was just with us. Let's see if he come back, guys. But anyway, I had a young man on last night, Mr. Collins. He shared some very, very very important and valuable information. Can you hear me now? Coach, can you hear me?
Not yet. Yeah, I can hear you, but you can hear me now?
I can hear you good.
You can hear me? I'm actually going to go.
Okay, we're going to wait till we get Coach all the way in before we bring him. I'm sorry?
It probably is the school may have been blocking that connection of the camera, but you can hear me fine though, right?
I can.
Okay, let's see if we can get this camera working, but if not, we can still talk. And again, I wish they could see me, but I can't control it, but we're working though.
All right, come on.
I don't want to leave your listeners waiting any longer.
That's right. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, okay? All right, so we're here tonight talking about how to use football as a tool. And can you tell us a little bit about who is Coach Saulsberry?
Well, first and foremost, I'm a man of God, husband, father, and that's the.
Yeah. Oh my God, we're having technical. I think the school is really blocking his connection, guys. I'm so sorry about this. However, please do bear with us as we wait for Coach Saulsberry to come back in. But as I was saying, if you didn't get a chance to watch yesterday's broadcast, please do go back. It's Perform to Perfection with Mr. Collins. He dropped some very valuable information on yesterday. And also Tuesday was our prayer broadcast, and my God, was it on fire. And that one was no weapon. No weapon. I mean, the weapons will form, but they will not work. So if you missed that broadcast, please do go over and watch that one as well. And on Mondays, we have our NFL Mom Show, and that show was also on fire with Mr. Tyrone Summers, all the way from Clewiston, guys. but we're going to sit here and wait for Mr. Saulsberry, Coach Saulsberry, to come back on in and see if you guys can hear him. I'm going to take you guys to another commercial. All right, all right. I think we got Coach in the building. Praise
Lord, Lord. God is good. We made it happen.
Yes, we did. I hope when I ask you to turn your phone that it don't do anything. Let's see. Oh, look at God. Let me tell you, look
Yes.
at God. All right, let's go ahead and kick this thing on off. How to use football as a tool. So we're talking to Coach Saulsberry, and he was telling us a little bit about who is Coach Saulsberry.
All right, again, this first and foremost, again, just being a man of God, a man of faith. Blessed to be a husband to my wife, Alicia, father to my 4 beautiful children, Titus, Rodney Jr., Jamae, and Trevor. Again, this and 1 baby girl. And then having 3 grandkids and just 3 grandkids. My oldest son is married. So we're empty nesters. So being a man of God is first and foremost in my life. And 1, being a servant. And been blessed to be in a profession of teaching and coaching since 1998. And it's been such a blessing being able to pour into the lives of others and being one to do the things that helped me as a kid and be able to pour into others and give that same back to them. I'm a graduate of Whitehaven High School, where I currently serve as the head football coach and also mathematics instructor. So that's the foundation of my life. Again, my father was a pastor my whole entire life from 5th grade on, and just retired last year. So again, just being grounded in faith and knowing that football is a tool that we try to use to further educational opportunities and just to teach the whole microcosm of life. So that's just a little bit about myself, and we can dive into whatever you want to talk about next.
Wait, that's first and foremost. That's first and foremost. We need to know who you are. But the one thing that I love, the way that you started that thing, is I'm a servant.
Yes.
I'm a servant. You gave God his honor. And that says a whole lot, because I know now in schools, I don't think you could too much do that, right? I think they took God out of the schools now, right?
Well, that's what they say. But if the God is in you, God is going to resonate from you again. Because I like to say that who I am as a man, who I am as a man of God, it's in me. It's in me. It's in me, not on me. Because you can't wash it off. It's in my heart. It pours out of me in everything I do. So if you're a believer, it's not enough to just be a follower of Christ. You need to be a disciple. And being a disciple means showing that discipline to go show others the way that they can also become followers of Christ and become disciples themselves.
Wait, hold on. I think we got the wrong topic here. I really think we have the wrong topic. James, can I see that you listened in? You didn't even warn me about this, because you know this right down my alley. We're going to talk about God all day long.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You say it is in me, not on me. Whew. A lot of folks need to hear that, Coach. Oh my God. Listen, that's the part that I'm going to cut, and I'm going to turn that into a reel, because that right there, we could have just passed the offering plate on that one, Coach. That was just it. James said, that's good. Being a disciple, not just a follower. Yeah, because a lot of times, we talk about things, but are we about them? Are we putting action to what we're saying? Because I could tell you anything all day, Coach, but if I'm not showing you anything, what good is it? What good is it?
Yeah, and that's and as a leader, and that's what I'll say. As a leader, our to be doers of the word, speakers of the word, because people need to see you're more inclined to do than what you say. So if you're living and you're being a model for them, that's going to be the loudest thing that's going to speak to them. And I tell people all the time is that your kids are watching you, and they need to be models. And then obviously football is a male-dominated sport. And our goal is to build men. And it's hard for them to be a man if they don't see a man. So our job is to make sure that we get men around them so they understand what it is to be a man.
I picked the wrong topic. You need to be on my prayer podcast. Hold on. But glory to God. Let me tell you something. You preaching on today. Yes. Somebody needs to hear this. We said that we were going to talk about how to use football as a tool, and we will. But the thing is, when you just begin to start talking about the goodness of God and oh my God, we could go on and on and on. So this just tells me that is one of the greatest tools that you have, that you are a man of God for these young men that's coming up under your program. So that right there, I mean, I think I kind of got a good topic, how to use football as a tool. But at the end of the day, that is your biggest tool. So my thing is, what are your most important values that you talk with the kids about?
Well, our core values as a team and our point phrases, again, we talk about, again, I'm a teacher. So GPA, meaning grade point average, is something that we focus on as students and teachers. But I flip it for football, and our core values are gratefulness, positivity, and accountability. So every day we ask our kids and we say we're grateful, positive, and accountable. Because again, every day that you get is a gift, and you want to be grateful for the opportunities that you have. And we say positive affirmations every single day. So our boys continue to see that we want them to speak that into their life every single day. So with 4 positive, they say, I'm grateful for the opportunity to play football. And then obviously football is a sport that is physical. So they say that I'm aggressive and relentless. They have no fear of losing, to make mistakes, and I'll never, ever give up. So every day they say those 4 positive affirmations. And then our core values of being grateful, positive, and accountable. Because we have to teach them to be accountable for your actions, have to teach them that be a positive light to others, because you might be the only light that they see every day. And we tell them that, because you don't know what they bring into school with them, what problems are going on at home. You don't know all those different things. So you lifting them up and encouraging them might be the only encouragement that they get. So we challenge our guys to always be positive. I challenge my coaches to be positive. You have to admonish children at times, and you have to not be afraid to admonish them and give them, correct them when they're wrong, but you have to do it in the right way, pushing them towards something positive. So if I tear you down by telling you did something wrong, I have to come right back and build you up and show you that it's possible to be redeemed and to get that grace to get you on to the next step.
My God, let me tell you, where you writing your book? Please tell me where you writing your book. This needs to be in some.
My wife is working with me right now to get that done.
Bless your heart, Mrs. Saulsberry. Do it. I'm telling you, my God, just to hear what you just said, because I know I'm a mother of an athlete. Well, 2 athletes. And the thing is, I used to be out there at practice and I hear some of the things the coaches is saying to the kids. And I used to be like, you're not going to talk to my kid like that. But at the end of the day, like you just said, if you tell them something, you're tearing them down. How do you build one back up? And if you constantly doing it, do you think that they will go into like a shell? And yes, you may say something positive to them again, but do you think they're going to receive it?
And that's the thing. It's about relationships. And that's what actually it was in the conversation with one of my coaches yesterday. You have to invest in them and build a relationship with them. So once you build a relationship with them and they trust you, then you can challenge them. And you can have those courageous conversations with them and push those buttons and push those limits. And I say every kid is different. And we try to talk to our boys about fairness doesn't mean equality. I'm going to treat you fairly, but that doesn't mean I'm going to treat you exactly the same as someone else, because someone may need something other than you do. Again, some people are accustomed to different language and being taught. Some people, it will make them go into a shell. So you got to learn the kids that you coach and know who can take hard coaching. Who do you kind of need to pull to the side? Some kids can't get chastised or admonished in front of groups of people because that might be a trigger for them. And it may not work for them. Some of them you have to pull to the side, or you have to talk to them without talking to them directly and address issues that pertain to them. and you know how it works. When you only hit dogs holler. So when you so when you speaking to them and it touches them, they know that you're being nice enough where you're not directly admonishing them and embarrassing them, but you're still addressing the issue collectively with the whole group. Because most of the time when you're talking to one kid, that same thing resonates with another. So we try to don't paint with a broad brush, but you have to speak to the group as a collective, because we're trying to build a team. And that's why I love football, because it's a team sport with individuals injected into it. But we have to get all of individuals to gel together to make one whole.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. Listen, oh my God. After the book, you need to start teaching some classes. So I'm telling you on this. James Hunter says, fair doesn't mean equality. I'm going to treat you fairly, but I won't treat you exactly the same. Yep, he said it here. Oh, it had to happen, y'all. Y'all heard it. I'm telling you. But that's the thing, Coach. I know sometimes, too, it could be favoritism on the team, right? So if you had this kid that he's an elite player. Now, he's an elite player, but all he think about is just football. He's not thinking about his grades. He's not thinking about what he needs to do outside of football. How is your program structured to teach this young man, like, look, in order to play, you need the grades?
Oh, and it's the greatest thing with football, especially in high school football. You can't get the carrot at the end if you don't do what it takes in the beginning. So there's no football without academics. So if you're not doing your grades, first of all, you're not going to play. Again, the first thing you do is take the thing that they want away from them to make sure that they understand the importance of it. So our job is to make sure that grades are at the forefront. So we speak to our guys from the beginning on what it takes to qualify for academic scholarship. And we talk to them candidly about, you can't see your way out. Like, some people will just make C's. They're going to do just enough to get by. And they'll just C, and they'll think about it. And you might not get, your parents might not get mad at you. Nobody's going to say anything to you because you're making C's. You're not failing. You're not making D's, but you're not excelling. But the way it's structured, in order to get to college, if you make straight C's, you have a 2.0, you'll wake up and you'll be able to get a scholarship. So we tell them that doing just enough is not good. You have to make sure that you're trying to achieve and trying to excel, to make sure that you're getting A's and B's so that you can boost your GPA. And it has to start in the beginning. You can't dig a hole for yourself as a freshman, because this GPA is easy to drop, but it's so hard to get back up. But if it starts high, it's very tough for it to go down. So if you can build a foundation in the beginning of good grades when the classes are harder, when the classes are easier in the beginning, and you build that good foundation of good grades, as classes get more difficult as you matriculate through high school, you'll be able to maintain. So if you make C's around that time, it won't hurt you adversely. So we keep grades at the forefront. And I'm a firm believer, when report cards come out, if you don't meet the standard, you won't play. And we tell them that. And our last game of the season always falls right when report cards come out. And sometimes the last game of the season is a big game, game 10. If it's game 10, and you might not be playing. We've had games, we've had 5 to 10 guys that had to sit out the game. And we tell them that one man's absence is another's opportunity. So you not doing your part is going to get an opportunity for someone else. And if they do the job right, you might not get the job back. So you need to make sure you're doing everything it takes in the classroom to make sure that you're doing everything. And we're a firm believer that we're trying to use football to gain academic opportunities and gain scholarships. We're pointed about our mission of gaining academic excellence and using football to help finance college, because college is expensive and it's not getting any less expensive. So if you can help finance your education using football as a way to leverage that, it's the greatest open source of opportunity. And that's what we want for our kids, to make sure that we're using football as a tool to gain more access to education and further ourselves along, giving us a better chance in this world where it's competitive in the job market, and having education is so much of an advantage.
Absolutely. Let's go back to this one where you said there is no football without academics. You can't see your way out. Now, Coach, I was one of the mothers. You couldn't bring home no C's in my house because I
We
know
need more. We need more of those. We need more of those mothers and fathers around.
it was not happening in my house. Brought me home a C, you would not be on that field. Okay, do know that, and I can say
Well,
only.
now a lot of parents are just don't have the school call me. And again, nowadays a lot of parents are just don't have the school call me. Just don't get in trouble. That's not enough. We need to challenge and push our kids to excel. There was a time where education was against the law for us, and I think we fought. We don't remember that education was something that was not for us, and we yearned for education and we desired education, and we'll do whatever we want to get education. But
Yep,
now that we have it and it's so accessible to us, now
yep.
we don't treasure it. Education is the gatekeeper. Education unlocks all doors, and your brain will take you much more farther than your brawn will ever take you.
Absolutely. And the thing about it is, education in my house was definitely number one. It was number one because one of the things about it, Coach, is that's something you get your education. That's something nobody can never take away from you. You go out there on that football
Yes.
field, like you said, if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, that could be taken away from you. And I don't care how good you think you
Yeah.
are, bring home and see it in my house and see what happened. It's not happening. But at the end of the day, is I'm telling you, it was not. No, 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 no. But the thing about it is, I knew what they were capable of. So don't go to lacking. And that was one of the leverages that I had over my children because they love football, right? However,
Mhm.
both end up graduating with a high GPA. And Alan actually, my baby boy, actually graduated high school early because he did
Okay.
everything he was supposed to do. Not just graduated high school early, he graduated college early as well. So even so, with these kids having so much on their plate, I talked about this with Mr. Collins last night, and I want to see your intake on it. You have these student athletes, right? They know they have to have workouts. They know they have to go to practice. Then you have your schoolwork. And then what are you doing to take care of your mental? Because at the end of the day, you have to, yes, I get, granted, I get that you love football. Okay. But what are you
Yes.
doing to know that it's bigger than football? How are you training them
And
with
that's the thing. It's talking, it's conversations again, and that's one thing that as a family unit we've strayed away from is spending time together having conversations with our children, talking to them. How did school go today? What's going on? Those different things. If we can spend the time to make sure that we're doing what it takes to just meet them where they are. Again, our kids are our biggest asset because they are the future of everything we do. So we talk to them about using football, but we talk to them and it's bigger than football. They have so many different things that we didn't have as kids, so many different distractions that we didn't have as kids. I mean, this social media and this telephone, I don't even know what to say about what the different distractions that they have with that device in their hand all the time. But you want to just be in communication with them and see what's going on because they're exposed to a whole lot more. They're in conversations and hearing things a lot at an early age than we are. So you have to really meet them where they are to make sure that they're not gravitating to the wrong thing because things get their ear.
I think we have some difficulties here. Please do bear with us as Coach Saulsberry is really dropping some great jewels, guys. I don't know who's ever in this in coaches program, they are truly, truly blessed to get something like this. Because when you have someone that, excuse me, have not saying that the coaches don't care, but to put this much in to instill this much into them, that says a whole lot about coach. And here it is. I have here talk with your kids, not at your kids. And I can see that's one of the things that coach is actually doing. And then also I said, you have to learn to listen to hear, not listen to respond. We're gonna get through this thing. That devil mad because we got some stuff that we want to share with you guys on tonight. I hope Coach come back. However, he's still over here, but he dropped so many jewels. And thank you so much, James Setter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And one of the things he said, there is no football without academics, guys. You can't see your way out. Oh my gosh, you cannot see your way out, people. The next thing he said, great points. One man's absence is another man's opportunity. So when you have your student athletes just coming out there, just giving their bare minimum or not doing what they're supposed to do inside of the classroom and get snatched off the field, I love to hear that he said, I don't care. If you don't have the grades, you don't play. And that's how it should be. Because guess what? You're really training up a winner that way. Because at the end of the day, football, some make it and some don't. So, however, if you're getting your education and he's giving you all the tools to get the academics, get your academics right, you can't go wrong under Coach's program. All the things that I'm hearing that he's doing out here, because this is truly, truly amazing. I know that I've experienced watching some of the kids really get talked down to. Not saying that, they didn't know how to handle it, but I just know that I experienced watching some coaches really tear kids down. The way that they talk to them. Some have hard, could just brush it off. And some, you never know how they took that. But to embarrass somebody like that in front of their peers or their teammates, it's not a good thing. Coach, you're still, I'm so sorry, you're still not in. It's still saying that you need to connect your camera and your mic. Oh boy, we're gonna get through this thing. Please do bear with us, guys. Please do bear with us as we go on to commercial once again.
I would like you to hit the like button at the beginning, because every time you hit the like button, you are letting YouTube know that what you are seeing and hearing is edifying for you, so it can be shared with others. That's why hitting the like button is so important. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing to the channel.
It had to happen. Your title was so powerful. When I read the name of your ministry, it had to happen.
All right, guys. He's still trying to come back in. Please do forgive us. It's okay. Technical difficulties happen. Yes, they do. I'm sure. Coach, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right.
You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfect. We just can't see you.
Okay, I'm working on the seeing, but as long as you can hear me, we halfway there.
Oh yeah, we're almost there. We're almost to the finish line. Okay, so what is the most important thing for you at this moment for your kids that's under your program?
Well, first and foremost, and I'm trying to see if I can get in on my wife's phone is here.
Okay.
See if I can get on there, and that might help us out.
Are you going to Safari or Chrome?
There
you go.
There we go. Let's see what she Let me turn this one off, though.
Yeah. Giving us the feedback.
We cooking now. See if we can work this out. It got me upside down.
It's okay.
I think her camera. Let me work her thing and get it on the turn. There we go. I think we might be working with something.
All right, there we go. All right,
we good?
Yes. Yes, we
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes. So I was asking, what is like the most important thing for you in this? Oh, let's get you out.
Yeah, I'm trying to take one of those out so I can hear you.
I did it. It's okay. I got you. So can you hear me?
Can you still hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay. I can't hear you though.
Oh my God. What is going on?
I can hear her.
Did you give access to your mic?
Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to get. I can't hear you.
Okay, guys, please bear with us as Coach is getting his mic
This
situated.
thing is crazy.
Are
We're
you
struggling over here, but we're gonna make it work though. God gonna come in. We're gonna get it right.
Fix it, Jesus. Come on, God.
I can't see.
Maybe try
If you
going.
can pull it up where I can hear her, then I'll be fine.
All right, guys, please do bear with us. We're gonna get through this thing here. This is great info.
We almost there. I'm just trying to see if I can hear you talking, and I got you.
Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. You can hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
All right. So I was asking, what was the most important thing for you in this moment for your program?
Oh, right now it's all about team building. Right now, everything is about team building. As we embark on another season, it's all about building your team. It's all about process. Can we build and get everybody to gel together as one? Just a couple of days ago, I tell my guys all the time is when we need a little discipline and admonishment, we're going to get some love, grace, and mercy. That's why our whole practice centered around love, grace, and mercy. Because I love you enough to see where you're going. And if you're going in the wrong direction, to straighten you up. And then I'm going to give you grace. That's giving you something you don't deserve. Then I'm going to give you mercy, but not giving you what you do deserve. So in practice, we're going to have some love, grace, and mercy. And it's the old school word for discipline. What we're gonna do, we got a lot of things that we can do to let you understand how important it is to give your best effort, to
Right.
not do the wrong things, to make sure you're using the proper language, to make sure that you're not doing anything off the field that you shouldn't be doing. So everything channels and everything matters. Everything matters. So
Man, that is so awesome. Love, grace, and mercy is what he said. And like he said, no, we do not deserve the grace that God give us at all. But for you to extend this to these young men, you look, oh my God, hallelujah. You look beyond their faults and you see every one of their needs. That's just how God does that. You see what I'm saying? Your love is
yes,
unconditional for these young men because guess what? You were once a young man, so you get it. I think a lot of times as parents, coaches, teachers, or wherever we find ourselves at, we tend to forget that we was once kids as well. You understand? And it almost goes over to Christianity too, the believers. Here it is, you want to say, oh, you're pointing out what's going on with your brother or your sister, but you're not taking the speck out of your own. So how
yes,
you're saying okay, but you're pointing out theirs? Because coach, I could have thought it and you could have done it. It's still the same sin. So to know that you have this type of unconditional love for these young men, it says a whole lot. And you say you correct them. Has it ever been a kid that was like, oh no, like, he just was not happy. He wants to kind of yep. Have you ever had a kid like that? And how was that?
yeah. So that's the big thing there is just trying to understand. Again, could you repeat the question one more time, just real quick for me, because something came up on the screen. I couldn't hear you.
Okay, I was asking, like, have you ever had a kid like you saw that he was going down the wrong path and you tried talking to him, like you held him accountable,
Mhm.
and brought it to his attention. Did he act out of line? If so, how was that? How did you get him to kind of see where you were coming from?
Oh, that's It ain't nothing like the present. Just a couple days ago, actually, what led to us having that love, grace, and mercy practice had a kid that he didn't want to embrace what it is that he is. Some kids have a blessing on their life, but they don't accept the blessing. So they run away from that pressure. They run away from that opportunity to accept those leadership responsibilities or accept the role that's set for them. So sometimes they'll lash out because it's really just fear in them to put that pressure on themselves to accept a larger role as a teammate. So when the kids step out of line that way, you have to address them. And they have to understand that respect is something that's has to happen. You have to respect yourself. You have to respect your teammates, and you definitely have to respect any adult that is around, because the adults are around here, there to help you. So making sure that we surround them with people that are going to help them, and they just make sure that they give their respect. So when a kid doesn't get their respect back, you have to be able to admonish them and give them discipline. So sometimes that's a rub. Again, we have kids that may not have a father in the home, so they have issues with a man telling them what to do. We have kids that have issues with direction, period. They able to go home and do whatever they want to do because their mom or dad is at work all the time. So they get to do what they want all day. So they come to school and come to practice, get told what to do. So they kind of push back sometimes with that. Some kids have had ACEs, adverse childhood experiences, that cause them to not be able to respond and react in the right way when they are admonished. So sometimes they'll speak out, not because they're bad kids, just because their responses are just based in trauma. So you have to know that. And so you have to learn the kids to know. And as coaches, it's our job to know those different things about them. And sometimes every coach can't reach every kid, but there are some coaches that do have better relationship with kids. And as coaches, we have to understand that kids are going to gravitate to people sometimes, and it may not be you. Again, as a head coach, I have to put my arms around every single kid, every single coach, because they're under my watch. No matter what happens, I'm going to either be all the credit or all the blame, and I'm okay. Because I tell them my shoulders are big enough to carry that load because I'm sitting in this seat. But you have to work with us, and collectively we can get it done. And I tell my coaches, build relationship first, then worry about discipline second. But if you build a relationship first, the discipline becomes easier. So some kids, it may have been an hour conversation to get a kid to calm down and to understand where he is and understand that we're here. And even when you're admonishing the kids, letting them know that I love you. I'm doing this because I love you. I'm challenging you because I love you. I'm doing all these things because I got love. I see what path you're going down. And if you continue along that path, it's only going to lead to destruction. So we see it because the streets are looking for the same thing football coaches are looking for: aggressive young men that will that can go head on and get jobs accomplished. So there are people out here that need the skill set you have, but they don't mean you any good. So why don't we channel that energy into doing something positive with that aggression? Let's find a way to channel that aggression so that trauma that you had as a kid, or things that, or death maybe you had in the family, all those traumas, all those things that come in your life, use that as fuel and try to put it into a game that allows you to unleash some of that. And that also helps you with your mental focus as well, because it gives you something to balance it out. And I tell them, so come down here on the football field and sometimes just cast those worries away. Just come out here, and sometimes it's not even about getting on the field. It's just about being away from a situation. Use this as a safe haven. Just come and just be around people that are like-minded. And then sometimes you can find yourself grounded. Because the young man I talked about the other day, I just sent him, I say, man, just run around the field and just stay to yourself for a little while and get your mind together. Because you need some time to yourself right now. You're not a team. You're not on the team right now. You just to yourself, get your mind right. And when you get your mind right, now you can come back to the team. But help to us, help to yourself if you're not in your body and in your right mind. So learning that, because As a coach, sometimes we have the psychiatrist hat. Sometimes we got a psychologist hat. Sometimes we're a father. Sometimes we're a coach. Sometimes we're a mentor. So you got to wear all those different hats with the kids and let them know that you have their best interests at heart and you are going to hold them accountable. And because that's what life is. You cannot do what you want to do whenever you want to do it.
That's right. And you spoke about the ACEs. I never heard that, but thank you for bringing that here. So you're talking about a kid that may have dealt with some drama or trauma, right? What happens? Because we know as adults, if it don't get dealt with in your childhood years, it's going to surface in your adult years. So what happens if you come across a coach that needs to heal the little boy that's inside him that's lashing out at one of the players? How would you handle that? Because I'm telling you, that right there is a lot that's going on in our society today. It's a lot of people walking around with a little girl or a little boy, that little hurt person that's inside them that they didn't heal or get the help for back then. So how would you deal with the coach in that situation?
And that's the biggest thing I say about being a model, modeling it for them and letting them know and seeing it. Because a lot of times I've been blessed that, again, doing this a long time, I have a lot of my former players now that are coming back and coaching with me. But as they're younger, they have to understand that these players aren't them. They aren't you. So they may not approach the game the same way you did. They may not have the same background that you had. They may not be as driven as you are. So you have to find a way to challenge them without putting them down. And I say, this is the phrase that I like to say, is a way to be demanding without being demeaning. Learn how to be demanding without being demeaning. So I can demand the best from you without tearing you down and making you feel less than. So it's a way that you say things. So that's the challenge that you have to focus on, is how you deliver the message matters. Because a kid may not be able to play. They may not ever be able to play. But how you tell them that is just, you can't just tell them, man, you sorry, you terrible, you can't play. That's going to destroy them mentally. You can say, hey, man, we need to continue to work on your skills. You're not ready yet to be on the field, but if you keep developing and keep working towards it, you can get better, and one day you can make it. So it's encouraging them, but at the same time letting them know that they're not at the level that they need to be to participate in the activity, but say that if you keep working, you may develop to that point. And some kids have to understand that I don't care how much you work. You can put 10,000 hours of time out there. You just may not be a football player. It's just God may not have blessed you with the skill to play football. You still may be a great kid. You still can learn work ethic. You still learn teamwork. And you might be the owner of the team instead of playing on the team. So find your focus and understand that sometimes on the field may not just be your role. You might need to be behind the camera. You might need to be the statistician. You might need to work in as a manager. You know, it's so many different roles that you can take on that are just as valuable as playing on the field.
Yeah.
But just understand how to walk into that gift and just try to find a way for them to accept it as well.
But the thing about that too, Coach, what happens if they don't even want to be out there? They're just doing it because their parent trying to live through them. What happens with that?
Oh, that's a tough one when the parents want to play, but they don't want to play. That's a tough one there. And I try to tell parents, we're not a babysitting service now. But I also tell the parents, it's my job to keep them safe. And sometimes the safest place for them is over there next to me on the sideline. So my job is to keep them safe. And if they don't want to be there, football is not the game to play if you're not into it, because it's such a physical game. And anytime you step on the field, there's a hint of danger that is there. And we have to recognize that and know that no matter how safe you can make the game, it's still an element of violence on the field. And so we have to make sure we keep our kids safe. So you can't play for your child. You can't make them play because you played, all those kind of things. They have to want it for themselves. So we just got to make sure we do it. But I love the game of football. It can teach us so much and we can learn so much from it. So I really encourage more kids to play. And as you grow older, you'll determine whether or not your skill set allows you to go further with it. But just being out there and just being active, all those things are beneficial. So football is a great tool to use to teach them about life. And then understanding that playing on the field isn't always the ultimate goal. It's finding your role on the team and being a star in your role.
Oh God, this is so good, y'all. This is so good with Coach Saulsberry here tonight, guys. And the thing about it is not just for the athletes, it is a good team building for the parents. You're meeting new people, you're constantly meeting new people, you're building relationships. And one thing I love is to get with women that know football. Because see that y'all men think we don't be knowing football, but we be knowing, And the thing is to just get around you laughing. See, but yeah, we know some football. I mean, here it is. My baby boy started at 4, my oldest started at 8. So I was on the park all day. So, and you just, I mean, when the parent is absent, you're forced to learn more. And coach, I even, when my son was ready to enter the league, I wanted to know them people that they will be speaking to me when they come here, because at the end of the day, that was absent. However, it's great to know that football is such it feels so great. But what I can tell you is once football is over, you'll kind of see that who was there just for the football because you were playing, and then you would see who was there. How would they call it? I won't say a man. I don't know if because a lot of the players struggle with that. They really struggle with that. But we're right at 6.
Yeah, they do.
Yes, they struggle with that. So I'm gonna have to bring you back for a part 2 because we right here at 6:57. But I have to ask you this because you say you wear many hats: psychiatrist, psychologist, all hats. So, what or who are you beneath all of those roles to play for those kids?
Say it one more time. As far as all the roles, say it one more time.
Okay, who or what are you under all the roles that you play? Because I'm sure you're a husband, you're a grandfather, you are many things to the kids that's on the field, but who are you beneath all of those roles when you get by yourself?
Who am I underneath all those things? That's a good question. That's a good question. The essence of me is I'm still a kid at heart. At least I hope. I'm getting older, getting a little older, but I'm still a kid at heart. So I feel the passion of these young people. I can really put myself in their shoes. I talk to my players as we go through this summer. We have motivational Mondays all throughout the summer, where Monday is just used for motivation and to talking to them. And I talked to them and they were like, Coach, how do you remember stuff so vividly? And that's why I tell them, I say, man, I'm a child at heart. I can remember where I was in high school. I can remember the exact game, what happened, all those things, because it was a passion that was there for me. So I want to be one where I'm a child at heart and I'm a role model for them, to show them that there's a way to walk, there's a way to talk, there's a way to do things, and you can make mistakes and you can be redeemed from your mistakes, and you will get grace and mercy in your life. But be a kid and enjoy it. Take all those challenges. Take all those challenges and make sure that you're doing everything that you should do. So being a model, being a role model for them. So I guess underneath all of those layers is I'm a role model. I want to be that for them. And I want to live a life that they will want to live for themselves, that they can see the future life in me. Again, they can see a future life in me. And if they can do that, I can create some better husbands. I can create some better fathers. And in that, we change the community. We change our families. And we can make sure we're thriving, not surviving in our communities, because we have men that are focused on being family men first, men of God, fathers, leaders in their community, and we can definitely keep uplifting because no one's coming to save us. We have
That's
to
right.
be willing to save ourselves, and we have to get in this fight together. And we need our men to help. And strong men and strong women together can make anything happen because we're side by side in this. We're side by side in this. So we need strong men with strong women, and we can change our communities ourselves.
Amen. Is that the queen? Is that First Lady? Benita Saulsberry?
Yeah, that's no, Benita's my sister. Benita's my sister.
Oh my God. Mom and sister and wife must be very, very proud. And I know wife hear me, Mrs. Salisbury. Let me tell you, let me know when this book is coming out because this information tonight was amazing, very informative. And I hope many of you took away some great pointers from here. She says, sister, thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. But Coach, if you can, I want you to speak to maybe a parent is on here or an athlete. Can you just offer them some great words of encouragement before we get out of here?
All right. So parents, first of all, I will say you have to inspect instead of to expect. So you need to be looking in and tuning into your child's life. Don't just get so busy in what you're doing and being a provider. Again, you're being a provider is your number one job, but number one, being a caregiver is the biggest thing, and being a producer. So if you're a provider and you're providing for them, your job is to now produce what you have in you in them. And that's the biggest thing is that we have to be parents first and make sure that we're caring for our kids, modeling for them what it is to be God fearing, to be disciples, have a mission in your heart and in your mind. So if we're as parents, dive into your kids' lives. Be in their business. All these kids are always talking standing on business. Well, you need to stand in their business. All right. So we need parents that are interjecting themselves into their kids' lives. I spoke about it earlier about having dinner at the table and talking to them. What's going on? How's it going? Just having those conversations with them. So being present in their lives, because I promise you, kids care. If they see you around, that you're invested in them, you're showing up at their games, you're showing up at the school, not just when things go wrong, but just checking on them. You're in the programs, you're seeing them do things, you're engaged in their life. It brings a joy inside of them because they see their parents are engaged and care about them. So that's our number one thing. We want to make sure that as parents, we're ever present in our kids' lives. They know they can come to us and we're going to speak to them, not through them. And we're going to speak to them and just trying to speak things into their life and not just talking at them. We're going to make sure that we're showing them the way and leading them the way. And we can just develop some great children by being engaged. So again, parents, it takes all of us. And unfortunately, some of us have to be parents for kids that aren't ours. I guess I will lead with that. Is sometimes you have to be a parent for a child that may not be your own, because the parents aren't present. So sometimes you have to be a parent for someone else that may not be your own child, but they're in need of a parental figure in their life. So don't be afraid to latch on to your children's friends and make sure that they have parents in their life, or make sure that you might be the only parent that they have. So if your child is going to be around them, they need just as much encouragement, because that's why those kids are gravitating to your child, because they see something at their house that they're lacking in their own. So don't be afraid to be a friend and to take on kids and be a leader for them as well.
My God. Guys, we're here live today with your girl, Erica Wilson, that it had to happen for our Thriving Thursdays. And tonight our topic was how to use football as a tool. And as you can see, we have the head coach, Rodney Saulsberry Sr., here with us on tonight. Dropped so many jewels, guys. I'm talking about this show. This segment was so amazing. Coach, thank you so much for accepting the invitation. I know we got a little rough start. However, I would love to bring you back for a part 2. where we could be in a better place and get the whole entire hour. So you can use that link to reschedule. I would love, love, love to have you back. But please let me know when that book come out. This was truly, truly amazing, guys. And for our viewers, thank you so very much for tuning in here with us on tonight to hear how football could be used as a tool, well, how it's being used as a tool, because Coach Saulsberry have some of the most amazing techniques that he's using with these kids in his program. This grace and this mercy thing, y'all know we don't deserve that. None of us do. None of us. But it's given. He's loving these kids unconditionally. He's meeting them where they're at, not where he think they should be at. And that's where we lose a lot of our children, because we look what? We talk at them, but we don't talk with them. And that's something that is doing, talking with the kids. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you, James Taylor, if you're listening in. But Coach, we do not like leaving this podcast without sending some virtual hugs out to our viewers and some virtual love. Look, you guys gotta get some hearts. Where's my hearts? My hearts. Oh, there you go.
Put the phone down to get the heart up.
Okay, because guys, we love you here at It Had to Happen. Guys, Monday night is our NFL mom shows at 6 o'clock. Tuesday is our prayer broadcast, Girls Talk Tuesday with Dr. B at 6:30. Wednesdays and Thursdays, the floor is open for guests like Mr. Saulsberry. We would love, love, love to have you here. So if you would like to book with your girl, you definitely can go to my website at www.authorericawilson.ih2h.com. I'd love to have you. Until next time, guys, please, guys, be safe. Have the most amazing weekend. And please, Mr. Saulsberry, send my love to your wife for allowing you to be here with us on tonight. God bless each and every one of you. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.